Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's story. A child torn from his mother's arms, a night of despair, and a desperate search until Henry is finally brought home. But just as peace begins to return, a new shadow falls. Alex's father arrives at the farmhouse. Will he embrace Lytuna and Henry as part of his family? Or will he stand as another wall between love and acceptance? And if forced to choose, where will Alex's heart truly belong, between duty and devotion? Stay with us until the end of this story. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so we can reach 1,000 followers together. Your support means everything. The night settled over the farm like a heavy curtain, pressing shadows into every corner of the quiet house. Lytuna lay trembling on the edge of the bed, her lips whispering Henry's name again and again, each syllable breaking like glass against the silence. Her hands clutched at the sheets as if holding onto threads of her child's presence, unwilling to let go. Alex knelt beside her, his voice steady though his own heart quaked. "Please, drink some water," he urged, lifting the cup to her lips. She shook her head, eyes burning with tears. "No, I need Henry. I need to find him now." Her words fell into the stillness like stones in deep water. Outside, the fields lay in darkness, unbroken and endless. Alex reached out, his hand resting gently on her shoulder. "It's too late tonight. Tomorrow, with the police, we will find him, I promise." His words were soft, but carried the weight of a vow. Lytuna turned her face away, her breath ragged, her spirit refusing rest. Alex could feel the storm inside her, the terror of a mother whose child had been torn away. And yet, all he could offer was presence, his arms, his voice, his promise to stand with her through the night. The silence between them grew thick, filled with what could not be spoken: fear, despair, and the faint spark of fragile hope. The night dragged on, slow and unyielding, like a clock that refused mercy. Alex remained beside Lytuna, his presence a quiet anchor against the storm within her. He placed a bowl of warm porridge on the table, untouched, the steam rising and fading into the chill of the room. "Just a few bites," he pleaded, his voice tired yet tender. "You'll need your strength tomorrow." Lytuna only shook her head, her gaze fixed on the empty space where Henry should have been. The hollowness in her eyes unsettled him more than her tears. Alex stepped outside for a moment, phone pressed to his ear. His mother's voice came through, warm but questioning. "Why aren't you home?" "Dinner's waiting." He swallowed hard. "I'll stay here tonight with Lytuna. She needs me." There was a pause, then her quiet sigh of acceptance. Moments later, the phone vibrated again, this time the police. A picture came through, blurred yet unmistakable. The outline of Mrs. Dew, Lytuna's former mother-in-law. Alex stared at it, the air thickening around him. "We've found a trace," the officer confirmed. He slipped back inside, watching Lytuna curled in grief. Her face, pale under the flickering lamplight, looked fragile enough to break. He clenched his fist silently. "Tomorrow, no matter the cost, I will bring Henry back to her." Exhaustion weighed heavy on his body, but resolve burned brighter than sleep. That night, his vow became the only thing keeping them both from falling apart. Morning arrived pale and uncertain, the horizon brushed with weary light. Lytuna stood by the doorway, her eyes swollen from a night of tears. She clutched Henry's small blanket against her chest, as though the faded fabric could bridge the distance between them. Alex approached, his hand steady on her arm. "We'll find him today," he whispered, though doubt pressed against his ribs. The road stretched out before them, dust rising beneath their steps as they entered the first village. The police walked alongside, knocking on doors, asking names, holding up the picture of Mrs. Dieu. Every shake of a head, every muttered "no" sank Tuna deeper into despair. Her knees wavered. Alex tightened his hold, refusing to let her collapse. "Please," she begged, voice trembling. "I can't wait. What if he's hungry? What if he's crying?" Her words pierced the air, raw and sharp. Alex stopped, turned her to face him. "Tuna, listen to me. Henry is strong. We'll find him, but you need to hold on." The villagers' stares followed them like shadows, curious, sympathetic, but powerless. The sky brightened overhead, indifferent to their struggle. Tuna's tears glistened under the sun, while Alex's jaw hardened with determination. In that fragile morning, their love was tested not by declarations but by endurance, the unspoken vow to keep walking, keep searching, even when every path seemed empty. Each step was an act of defiance against despair, a declaration that they would not stop until Henry was found. By midday, the heat pressed down upon them, yet the chill of uncertainty gnawed more deeply than the sun. Tuna stumbled beside Alex, her breath shallow, her eyes darting as though Henry's cry might echo from the fields. Then a call came. The police had spotted her. Mrs. Dieu, stepping into a milk shop at the edge of town. Alex's grip tightened on the phone, his heart hammering. She must be buying it for Henry, he thought, a flicker of hope breaking through exhaustion. He turned to Tuna, her face pale but suddenly alert, trembling at the news. "She's close. We'll follow." His words were firm, though inside he feared disappointment's cruelty. The car moved swiftly along the narrow roads, the world rushing past in blurred colors. Tuna pressed her forehead against the window, whispering Henry's name like a prayer. Her fingers clenched around the blanket she carried. Beside her, Alex stared straight ahead, knuckles white on the steering wheel. The police updated them with each step. "We're trailing her. She's carrying the milk. She's heading north." The details fell like stones in their chests, heavy yet necessary. Tuna closed her eyes, imagining Henry waiting somewhere, small hands reaching, lips crying. Every moment swelled with tension, the line between hope and fear razor thin. The morning had been filled with unanswered doors and silence, but now, at last, a direction. The fragile promise of reunion stirred in the air, fragile as glass, yet bright as dawn. The small house stood at the edge of the village, its walls weathered by time, its windows closed against the afternoon light. From within came the faint sound of a baby's whimper, a sound that struck Tuna's heart like lightning. She rushed forward, but Alex caught her arm, steadying her trembling body. The police moved first, their voices firm but measured. "Open the door, we know you're inside." When it creaked open, the scene unfolded slowly, painfully. Mrs. Dieu stood holding Henry, the baby's cheeks flushed, eyes wide with confusion. Tuna collapsed into sobs, reaching out desperately. "My child, give him back to me." Her voice cracked under the weight of longing. Mrs. Dieu clutched the infant tighter, her own eyes red. "He is my grandchild. I only missed him. I meant no harm." The room thickened with tension. Two women bound by love for the same child, yet divided by mistrust and grief. The police stepped between them, calm but unyielding. "You must return the child. Taking him without the mother's consent is against the law." Their words sliced through the chaos. Slowly, reluctantly, Mrs. Dew's arms loosened. Henry was placed back into Tuna's embrace, and in that instant the world seemed to realign. Tuna buried her face in her son's hair, her tears wetting his skin. Alex stood close, relief softening the steel in his eyes. The officers recorded every word, every detail, ensuring the truth would be written down. Yet no document could capture the storm of that moment. Fear, guilt, love, and fragile forgiveness colliding in one fragile space. The road back to the farm was lined with fading light, the sun dipping low as though the day itself was exhaling after holding its breath too long. In the back seat, Tuna clung to Henry, pressing kisses to his small forehead, as if each touch could erase the hours of separation. The child stirred, letting out soft murmurs that melted the tight knot in her chest. Alex drove in silence, his eyes fixed on the winding path ahead. Yet inside, gratitude and weariness surged in equal measure. He glanced through the mirror, catching the image of mother and child reunited, a picture both fragile and eternal. For a moment, it felt as though peace had returned, but beneath that quiet lay unspoken tremors. The police had warned them. Though Mrs. Dew claimed she only missed her grandchild, the law could not be ignored. Records were signed, promises made, but wounds remained. Alex knew the storm had not fully passed. That evening, inside the farmhouse, the air was heavy with relief and exhaustion. Tuna held Henry until her arms ached, refusing to put him down. "I was so afraid," she whispered. Alex knelt beside her, brushing a tear from her cheek. "You're not alone. I will always stand with you." The words hung softly, almost like a prayer. Outside, the crickets sang, and the night folded around them, offering a fragile lullaby. It was peace, yes, but a fleeting one, like the stillness before another wave. Somewhere in the silence, destiny prepared its next test. The next morning broke with golden light spilling across the fields, painting the farmhouse in warmth that felt almost foreign after nights of grief. Tuna sat by the window, cradling Henry, her eyes still shadowed but softer now, as though the child's steady breath had stitched part of Shabak together. Alex stood nearby, quietly watching, his heart full yet restless. A knock echoed against the wooden door, sharp and unexpected. When Alex opened it, his father stood there, tall, composed, carrying an authority that filled the threshold before a word was spoken. His gaze lingered first on Henry, then shifted to Tuna, weighing, measuring, unspoken judgments flickering like shadows across his face. "I heard what happened," the elder said, voice low but firm. "I came to see my grandson." Tuna rose slowly, clutching Henry tighter, uncertain whether to step forward or retreat. The air between them thickened. A fragile bridge stretched between past grievances and present needs. Alex moved closer, his voice steady but cautious. "Father, this is Tuna, and this is Henry. They are my family." The words were both an introduction and a declaration, hanging heavy with risk. The older man's eyes softened for a moment as Henry stirred, then hardened again as they returned to Tuna. Silence followed, long, deliberate, filled with the weight of unasked questions. Would he accept them, or would tradition and pride draw another boundary? The morning light poured in, but inside, the air remained taut, balanced on the edge of a choice yet to be spoken.
Sau biến cố Henry bị bắt, Tử Na sụp đổ trong tuyệt vọng, cô gần như gục ngã, chỉ biết khóc gọi tên con Alice ở bên cạnh tranh 6 tuần trước, khuyên cô giữ sức để ngày mai cùng cảnh sát tìm con. Họ rong ruổi qua nhiều ngôi làng, hỏi han khắp nơi. Khi cảnh sát báo tin thấy bà Diệu đi mua sữa, hy vọng lấy sáng cuối cùng. Tại một ngôi nhà nhỏ, Tử Na ùa khóc khi nhận lại Henry từ tay bà Diệu dưới sự can thiệp của cảnh sát. Tưởng như bình yên đã trở lại, nhưng ngay sau đó cha Alex xuất hiện để gặp cháu nội đối diện Tử Na. Liệu ông có chấp nhận tình yêu của họ hay một rào cản lại bắt đầu?